especially all that. I mean, I don't know what that is, but we're gonna have to kill it. Yeah, all last week, I had to just tell myself, look, you work on like this window frame, because at a certain point, I start to get a little bit delirious. And B, I'll be the first to admit that I don't 100% know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? On like those home shows, most guys watch that and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna be correcting them and shit. And I'm like, what's the difference between a fucking Eve and a fucking facet and a, you know, they have all the technical terms for the double over beam and all this kind of shit. I'm like, for me, I can look up a blueprint, a schematic, or a plan, and I can build that, okay? But to know all the technical terms, no. So the point is that I had to take a break from that, and I said, well, we'll sit down, we'll fire the studio back up to the extent to where we can bring you all a couple of Robcasts and see how you all are faring after the storm. And I know that it's been a few months, and that we should all be getting back to trying to get our lawn back in order and all the normal things like that. And some of us are definitely still, working on a rebuilding. So for that, I just say that we all just have to hang in there. We'll get through it. And some of us definitely didn't know where the honestly, I didn't even know where the materials I was going to build this place came from. So I said, we'll spend what we have, and I'll build what I've got, what I can. And you know what? It just all has come together. So we haven't really had to ask for a lot, but our family has come together and helped out a lot. And I've got stories to tell about doing, doing a couple of storage building buys. That was kind of interesting. But I hope you all are, grateful for those things in your life, the blessings that are given to you, because a lot of people aren't, man. A lot of people take a blessing like they just robbed a bank. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? And they just run with it. And whenever you're more grateful for the things that you need than the things that you don't need, are easier to give away or to put to work in a fashion to where they might help someone else a little bit better. Oh, but I definitely blessed. Definitely, I hear you. And just to remind you, you can listen always. We will upload the audio to YouTube, to the actually, this is going to be uploaded to the YouTube, to Robcast Radio, baby. Audio, and if you just type in Robcast Radio, whatever episode, you can listen to this while you're working out, you're on your drive home. Oh man, you're at work, you're pressing cycle start, on that CNC machine, or you're sitting there wiggity-wagging about what kind of bullshit your boss is going to be talking. Woo. I can tell you, if you're in that situation, if you're chugging on that company cock, then start your own Robcast, or make all your own. Live the dream. Wake up every single day doing something that you love to do, and the world will definitely be a better place. Set aside 5 minutes a day to practice, to read that book to work on a little bit of jujitsu or go to yoga, and this either turn into 10 or 15 minutes a day, or it'll turn into something that you don't like. But either way, you tried. You tried. You checked it out. You used your brain and did your own investigating. I would encourage you to download the Spreaker Podcast app, the best podcasting app on planet Earth. And that's where you can go to where it says created by Robert Cole. Click on my name, and that's where it'll allow you to follow the show. It'll let you know whenever we do have any new episodes coming out. And not only that, you can listen to some other super awesome podcasts, such as the Joe Rogan Experience. You can listen to the Adam Carolla Show, Hollywood Babylon, Ari Shaffir's Skeptic Tank, The Nerdist, Radio Lab, and the one I just started listening to recently is WTF with Mark Maron. I mean, they've got the Michael Berry Show is on there. They put a podcast on there. And another handful of other ones. You like Aliens, Spaced Out Radio, We Own the Night, and oh goodness, what was the other one? Anyway, yeah, there's all kinds of interesting programming all the time right here at Spreaker Podcast. So download the Spreaker Podcast app. Let them know that Robcast Radio sent you, and we'll dance at your funeral. Also at Radio Robcast at gmail.com. I'll encourage you to correspond with the show. Let us know what you want to talk about. You can be on the show. Yeah, we can call in, do an interview, come see you. What's up? You want to talk about what's going on? You want to vent about your day? You want to tell a joke? Send us an email, radiorobcast at gmail.com. That's radiorobcast@gmail.com, radiorobcast@gmail.com, and that's where Flip, the producer here, or myself, will definitely respond to anyone that sends us an email at radiorobcast@gmail.com. We are at Robcast Radio on Twitter, at Robcast Radio on Twitter. Robert Cole Zombie in parentheses on Facebook, at Robcast Radio on Instagram, and at Robcast Radio on the SoundCloud. So rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I have the news on, and I'm fixing to have to turn it off because, you know what? I just don't like, I can't get into it. I'm not digging it. I don't be digging the news. What I am digging, though, is thinking that, all of us we're settling back in, getting back into our norm. Maybe we'll be back out and about, around town, letting you know what's going on, happening around the beautiful Brazoria County, around Texas, around the United States, worldwide, and interplanetary, and beyond. So yeah, I would like to know how you're faring after the storm. Send us an email. Let us know how you're doing, how your rebuild's going, how everyone's, doing afterward. Because what a big mess. I don't even like to talk about it. I don't even like to, I can't even make myself look back to that era until right now after I made it back home, because, woo! But it is a big relief. It's a blessing that we're here today, and that, able to bring you this Robcast, and able to, sit down and let the cheap therapy take over. Let the cheap therapy take over. Okay, making sure that we're even recording. yeah, fuck the news. They turn killers into celebrities somehow, and tell a lot of gory details about loved ones or people that are close to that person that something terrible happened to. You know, just like it's a old hound dog run over on the side of the road, and report about it with a straight face and do exactly what they're told. So for that, I can't dig it. I can't get into it. But what I can get into is whenever people sit down and just be real and just talk about, you know, what the hell's going on in their everyday lives. And that's why, you know, I do listen to a lot of podcasts on the road. Whenever I'm working, whenever I'm putting stuff together, I do listen to a lot of podcasts. The Church of What's Happening Now with Joey Coco Diaz. It's a pretty good one. Uncle Joey. But yeah, download the Spreaker podcast app, put it in your phone, put it in your mobile device, and check out some of the programs that I'm turning you on to, and let me know what you think. Send us an email. Let us know what you think about some of this programming. Because you know what, that's another thing that I don't really dig. I can't really get into is like Facebook. I don't really get on Twitter, Instagram, any of that stuff. I'll upload your shows onto there, and every once in a while I'll click onto Facebook, you know, just to kind of see what's going on in that fake ass world. That I think that there's something better, you know what I mean? There's definitely a better way to correspond with one another, is that I have a text message, I have an email, send me an email, call me on the phone. You know what I'm saying? I like real communication with people, and this thing with my messenger going off and stuff like that, it just seems, it's like a step away from being impersonal. It's even less personal than a text message, you know what I mean? When you message someone over the internet, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, old school. Whenever we would leave to go do whatever the fuck, we would just be gone. It's like if someone's gone for 2 or 3 or 4 hours, you know what? Don't panic. They're doing other shit. They'll get back to you if and when they can. And that's just how it was. That's the world that we used to live in. And that's a world that I think a lot of us, we may not live in it, but we definitely escape to it. I can tell you that I can turn my phone, computer, everything off and leave it off, you know, and not even really worry about it. I can, you know, turn that shit off all night long. No, and if it does ring or anything, the ringer's off. You hear me? I'm saying it's not. It's one of those. I guess that's just a little bit old school. And a new school is that 1 out of 5 millennials get up to check their phones in the middle of the night. I don't know. I can see if it's something to do with your job and something to do with your kids. They're at the sitters, and I've heard all of these things. And I can dig it. That's another reason why we have this modern technology. It's a blessing. You know what? Having all of this information on the internet at our fingertips, it's a blessing. But if you abuse it, there's too much information for the human brain to take in. So if you just sit there and like a zombie on the damn internet, on YouTube, on anything all day long, it's too much information for your brain to take in anyway. So at some point, it's just filtering through your head into nothingness. So yeah, I like the fact that there is that information there if you need it. But if it's something that I think that I know, I definitely try to use my own. The number one computer on the planet that's never ever used or dusted off or turned on is the human brain, the one right in between your ears. So fire that motherfucker up every once in a while and see how it's running. Because I definitely like to use my own cognitive, you know, responses whenever I can. Whenever I'm able to.